Hi guys, David and Michelle here again. We're just going through a Q&A time. We have another question that we want to go over. Several people asked us about. And so the question is, what is one thing that you would tell your younger self the night before your wedding? This is a funny question because what would we say to our younger self if we knew everything that we know now? And so for me, one of the first things I would say is it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. In our culture today, we have a lot of Hallmark movies and we have a lot of billboards and we have Cinderella and Snow White stories. And so we all think that, it's going to be a fairy tale. And no matter what happens, happily ever after will always happen. I'm not saying happily ever after doesn't happen and it can't happen. I'm just saying that it does take a lot of work. It's hard work. But with the Lord, you can get through it. With unity, you can get through it, and it definitely is worth it.
For me, the first thing that I would tell myself is this is not about you. A lot of times we look at marriage as the answer to all of our problems, and whatever dysfunction that we had growing up, whatever desires we have, whatever unfulfilled promises that we have, we immediately think, I'm going to get married, my problems are going to go away. But what happens is that you get married and you still have all the same problems, and a lot of times you want to blame your spouse. So it's not about you, it's about you, God, and your spouse working together in unity.
Yes, that's good. I think another thing that I would tell myself is don't lose yourself when you become a wife and a mother. It's so easy to do, right? It's so easy to... You're so excited when you get married and you just want, like for me, I was like, I'm going to cook everything. I'm going to make sure the house is clean. Everything's going to be perfect for David, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with wanting to do that. And also, of course, kids need your attention and you want that new baby and all those new babies, and then raising them as toddlers, raising them as teenagers takes a lot of time, takes a lot of effort. But if you forget to take time for yourself and do things that you enjoy, have your alone time, and read books, go on a walk, whatever it is. Everybody has their own hobbies they like. Allow yourself to get a reset. Get yourself filled up again, because we can't pour out in a healthy way if we're not filled up in a healthy way. And eventually we're going to run dry, and then we're going to be frustrated, we're going to be angry, we're going to be depressed. And so if you constantly keep on the forefront that a healthy wife or a healthy husband and a healthy mom and a healthy dad are healthy people. So we got to keep ourselves healthy if we want a healthy marriage and we want a healthy family.
Yeah, another thing that I would say is to be 100% honest in all situations. A lot of times, we fall into this situation where we feel like we have to be the perfect spouse, that I can't fail my wife or wives can't fail your husband. So sometimes we'll mask over situations, we'll omit certain details, or we just won't tell people, especially our spouse, about what's going on. But the reality is that actually causes more problems because they find out later on, and then you have to deal with this problem of not trusting. But if you are 100% honest, especially for men, if we're transparent even when we're down or we feel like we failed, that's actually going to create intimacy in our relationship.
Yes, that's so good. It makes me think of that the Lord is our best friend and our greatest advocate, but second to that is our spouse. Mm-hmm. David is my best friend and my greatest advocate. If I'm having a hard day, he's the one that has I'm going to cry. He's the one that has the ability to pick me up because he knows me best. And he is my best friend. He's the one I can go to in anything. He's the one that's going to, his heart hurts when my heart hurts. And so his heart is going to be able to lead me to the Lord, to lead me in health. And so don't forget that through the hard times, through the struggles, through raising the kids, through paying the bills, through struggling in any situation, that your spouse is your best friend and your greatest advocate.
Yeah, and then finally, one thing that I would add is to be intentional about appreciating the relationship that you have. So if you have a date night, if you have certain rituals that you want to do together as a couple on a regular basis, don't allow the world, your job, church, ministry, children to interfere with the boundaries that you guys have for just spending genuine time. Mm-hmm. Just like, you have to have a daily encounter time with the Lord to build that intimacy. You have to have a daily time to communicate with your spouse, and you also have to spend time on a regular basis enjoying the gift that God has given you.
So good. And like you have to have that daily encounter with the Lord, one thing I would tell younger Michelle on the day before her wedding night was, to find Jesus in an intimate relationship as quick as possible. I didn't know much more about than reading the Bible and that the Lord died for me. And, I celebrated his birthday on Christmas, but I didn't know that I had access in my 20s. I didn't know I had access to have an intimate relationship with him and that he literally was the answer to everything. And I just had to stay focused on him. But when I learned that and I came into an intimate relationship and I could hear the voice of the Holy Spirit and let him guide me, everything changed for the better. Peace and harmony. David and I, our relationship got better. I mothered better. And so I would definitely go back and say, find Jesus as fast as possible. To know him in my 20s, the way I know him in my almost 50s, I would have loved to wish that and gift that to my younger self. So
Yeah, in the Bible it says, seek the kingdom of heaven first and all these will be given to you. So if you, as a husband or a wife, seek God first, you'll be the best husband or wife that you can be. You'll be the best father or mother or worker or ministry worker or pastor or teacher or whatever it is that God's called you to do. You seek him first in everything that you do, and you'll have the best marriage out there.
Yeah, so those are some of the answers that we had for that question. I love the question. There's so many more answers. I mean, it's like, never ending of what you would tell your younger self, right? And so that said, we would love for you guys to post in the comments what you guys would say to your younger self the night before your wedding. We all have different answers, I'm sure. We've all been through different things, and it's just fun to share. It's a fun question, and it has fun answers. And so we thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you next time. God bless you.
Bye.